In West Virginia. This is an incredible story. Police say that a woman fought back against this man who was attacking her. She killed him with his gun, shooting behind her back. Now, investigators believe that he may have been a serial killer. The survivor, who is being identified only as Heather, describes the fight for her life.
When he strangled me, he just wouldn't let me get any air, and so I grabbed my rake, and when he laid the gun down to get the rake out of my hands, I shot him. I just grabbed the gun and shot behind me.
Good for her. Quick thinking. Steve Rogers is a retired lieutenant detective for the Nutley, New Jersey Police Department and a former member of the FBI Terror Task Force. Good to have you with us today, Steve.
Thank you.
So this man's name is Neil Falls. He's 45. He was 45 years old. She claims that she's with an escort service and that he came over and she knew instantly that he was going to kill her because he said that he was going away to prison for a long time. And she pulls the gun, his gun on him, as she described, and shoots him. Now they think he might be related to a string of killings.
Well, it's obviously that he planned this murder. What did he plan before this murder? Now, when they found the bleach and they found all different types of, from tape to all types of instruments.
Yeah, put up the instruments that they found in this guy's car.
It's incredible that he was actually going to go there, probably going to take the body and then dispose of it, and then destroy all the evidence in that place.
Look at this. There's a shovel, knives, axes, and as Steve said, he had a big thing of bleach in the car. And let's put up the map because there's a group of other killings of escorts, very similar kinds of interactions in Nevada, in Ohio, and in Illinois, and this happened in West Virginia. What do you think?
Well, here's what's going to happen. All the cold cases that police nationwide are now investigating are going to be reopened. They're going to look at the profile of all the victims. Obviously, they're going to look at the locations. They're going to do a forensics study on his computer, his cell phones, and there will be an extensive investigation of all these cases. And Martha, the most important piece of evidence that they didn't have before is the DNA. All they're going to have to do is match that DNA, and bingo, they got their suspect.
Let's talk about her. How brave is this woman?
Absolutely courageous. I mean, to be in a position where she knew she was going to die, but had enough sense and enough strength. I've got to tell you, she really got him off guard to grab the gun and to shoot him.
I mean, let's bring her picture back up. And her name is Heather, and she is young, obviously, and, you know, she speaks about what happened and him showing up at her door. Now, I mean, she could have been just one in a long line. Think about the lives that she may have saved by what she did.
Well, she probably saved dozens of lives, but, you know, you never know what a person's going to do in reaction to a situation like this. There could have been others where he walked in and he just began to strangle them and they panicked. They didn't know what to do. But she had the good sense of mind to defend herself. And boy, she sure did. And had he not brought that gun, he may have killed her. There's an irony to this. It was his gun that she killed him with. Yeah. And as a result, she's alive, he's dead. And now we're going to be able to solve a string of murders. And as you said, Martha, she has probably saved a lot of lives.
Yeah, she's a hero, this young lady. And, you know, she may be somebody who went through some rough times, and she was, you know, working for an escort business, apparently. But when you listen to her and you hear her story, he went after her with a rake, tried to strangle her. She had cuts and bruises, but she saw that his gun had landed on the floor, and she grabbed it, and she said she reached behind her back and fired at him like this.
And what's important, Martha, there may be other women like her out there who encountered this guy and for some reason just didn't end up in a situation she did. They got to come forward. They got to let the police know, hey, look, I ran into this guy. He called me. He came to my house. For whatever reason, they encountered him. They've got to report that. This is not the last time we're going to see something like this happen. There are a lot of individuals out there who like to prey on women, and they are out there to kill them. They need to know this.
His sister, according to one of the reports I read, said that they lost their mother, I guess, in the last year, and that he had been despondent and that he had basically dropped off the face of the earth, and the family hadn't seen him in a very long time. So obviously a lot going on.
And the police have to find out the motive. It's so important that those of us in law enforcement learn the motives, get into the minds of these people, because it helps us in investigations of other people.
His sister says that they were abused as children, which is a sad situation, but it happens to many people, and not all of them turn out this way. So.
No excuse for murdering someone.
No, there is not. Thank you very much. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you.
See you next time.
All right, 14 minutes.